Could Michael Thompson be moving back to the defensive line? Let's talk about it after the bump.
What do you mean you don't subscribe to my son's YouTube channel?
Mama, no!
Just snap the damn ball, RJ.
What's up, kid folk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. Consider hitting the like and subscribe button because I upload a video every single day. It's always OU related, college football related, sports related. We have a good time. And today, I want to talk about Michael Thompson, perhaps moving back to the defensive line. Now, we had this scuttle because it is summer and it's really difficult to get intel. So you're talking to whoever you can talk to, and you're also just trying to stay on the social medias to figure out what's being posted by whom and doing what. So one of the things that got posted was a photo of the defensive line unit featuring Calvin Thibodeau, Ronnie Perkins, and then in the corner, one Michael Thompson. Now, this is not a whole lot to go on, and it's June, but bear with me. It is really, really exciting to think about Michael Thompson moving back to the defensive line because, well, you're actually deeper at safety now than you are at defensive tackle. And seeing as this scheme that Grinch is running calls for 2 defensive tackles and 1 defensive end and 1 outside linebacker, you like to get some more depth over there at defensive line. Now, I also understand that there's lots of folks that are excited about Michael Thompson playing offensive line and going back to the beginning of the spring. Lincoln Riley was very clear about, look, when we first recruited the dude, when we first wanted to offer him, we wanted to offer him at offensive line. And we're going, all right, that's all well and good, but the dude was a U.S. Army All-American as a defensive tackle, 4-star defensive tackle. And I get that Bill Beatonbow has a lot of rope here to play with, but you really would like to see that guy move back on the other side because you feel like you have enough parts over there with the offensive line to be good. You have Creed Humphrey, you got Daryl Simpson, you got Bray Walker, you got Adrian Neely, you got Eric Swinton, you got RJ Proctor coming in. You have help, all right? And maybe it was such a thing that you move Michael Thompson on the offensive line till you got RJ Proctor on the campus. And reports are RJ Proctor's becoming a vocal leader, probably is going to compete for a job and win a job coming into preseason camp. But this whole bit about Michael Thompson moving over and then working on slimming down, I think all of that is of a piece because the dude was big to begin with, right? We're talking about 330. But if Neville Gallimore can do it, Michael Thompson can do it. And as much as y'all really, really are into the defensive line recruiting, even more so than the quarterback recruiting, I got to believe that this is going to fit well with what OU fans want to happen on Oklahoma's defense because it would be like getting another defensive tackle either through the portal or one that you lost into the portal, or maybe you're thinking of replacing him like you did Derek Green because I think when they made this move, Derek Green was still fresh, right? You didn't know what you had or didn't have. Ron Tatum was still on the fence. He'd be gone, right? You have to do this if you're going to do it, and you have to do it now, right? I mean, I have always thought that you can never have enough defensive tackles, particularly when you're so good at offensive line. And if you have Michael Thompson, who is not necessarily fitting in an offensive line, or you just aren't going to find a place for him to play next year, and you know that dude can get on the field as a defensive tackle, move him back over. And if he provides you some versatility, so be it. I mean, Lane Johnson started as a quarterback, went to defensive end, went to tight end, ends up playing left tackle, all-pro left tackle, and has won a Super Bowl ring. So it's not as if these guys are pinned down to one position or even one side of the ball. But at Oklahoma, where defense is such a thing, you really, 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 really got to think about moving a guy like Michael Thompson back over, especially as you're trying to figure out what you're going to do with guys like Marcus Hicks, guys like Corey Roberson. We're going to get the 4-game redshirt rule and all of that, and you have some flexibility. But you need to figure out what your rotation is going to look like going into preseason camp and try to test that out because come September 1, you better know what you're putting out there and you better know what you're getting, right? Because you got about 3-4 weeks to figure this out, and then you got Texas, who I believe is the toughest game on the schedule for Oklahoma this year till they get to Iowa State on November 9th. All right, that is it for me. Deuces.